Hello, my rosebuds. Welcome to another session of Heart to Heart with Rosie. I hope you're all doing well and you had a wonderful week. I am up bright and early. It's a Saturday morning for me, and this is early, and I'm doing it only for my special guest. Um, Her name is Ashley. She used to reside in New Jersey. She now lives in Missouri with her family. She actually moved after the pandemic, or during the pandemic, I should say. She's a very vibrant young lady, full of life. She loves Broadway and all things Disney, and very proactive in everything that she actually does. She's been married to her wonderful husband for 10 years this month, right?
Mhm.
She is a super mom, as I like to say, to a wonderful little kid called Alice. She's growing up way too fast, though, by the way, but I hope you're treasuring every moment.
Yes.
She loves iced coffee, writing plays. What sort of plays do you write?
Very dramatic ones
Okay.
normally.
Which, by the way, she went to college for.
Yeah.
She also loves candles and watching TV. She's a wonderful human being who I have had the pleasure of knowing for a very short while, and she's still in my life. Guys, help me welcome Ashley Nicole.
Yay! What a
How are you,
beautiful,
my darling?
what a beautiful intro. Can you follow me around all day and just introduce me,
I'll
please?
try. I'll try.
That'd be really great. I'm doing great. How are you? Thank you for getting up early with me.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, Saturday mornings I usually kind of sleep in a little bit. I probably
Not
would get up.
today.
I'd probably get up around like 10. So yeah, I had to put on these vibrant colors so I look like I'm awake and alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did that for you, Ashley. I did that for
I
you.
appreciate it. I feel honored.
But guys, today I'm gonna actually talk about something a little bit different other than, my life stories or what's happening in somebody else's life. We're gonna go like almost third party in this segment, this session, and we're gonna talk about. I'll let Ashley tell you, but we're gonna talk about her sister, who was named Alyssa. So, who is Alyssa?
Well, how much time do we have? No, Alyssa, she's rolling her eyes somewhere, that's for sure. Um, Alyssa was my younger sister, 3 years apart. She loved animals more than people. She had great advice. Um, she really had a very small circle. She loved funfetti. She would eat icing out of a can. She was a very picky eater, so she would only eat like 6 foods, including funfetti.
Wow.
Nothing, nothing could touch on the plate. And we lost her in 2011 when she was 20
Oh, wow.
to an accidental drug overdose. I was 23 at the time. I'm 34 now, so a lot of life has sort of gone on by
Right.
while that traumatic event occurred. So I think we're talking, about her today and kind of what my mother, Karen, and I kind of do to honor her and keep her memory alive is sort of our mission now.
Okay. And what is that?
Yes, we started Alyssa's Wishes,
Right.
which is stems off the Kindness Rocks project, which was started by Megan Murphy. You can look up all different things about that, and a lot of people throughout the country, the world, started kind of their own little rock projects. So ours was Alyssa's Wishes.
Okay.
We do Kindness Rocks, and we also have a free little library as well. My
Okay.
sister read books. And she loved to read. So we sort of have a combination of both those things on my mother's front lawn. Um,
Oh, nice.
so we have a free little library there, which is like kind of a full-time job for her, and then the rock garden as well. So we do that, both of those things in honor of
Okay.
her.
So for the library, the little library, do people come sit and read or they take a book?
Both, really.
Both.
It's really great. We have our friend Jen from Project Happiness, who's a wonderful human being, donated a bench. So in front of the
Oh,
little library is a little bench, so people come, they could sit, they could take their books and go either way. But she rotates through. She has a library, and then tables as well, a table outside too that has books on it, and she tries to
oh,
keep it. We love a theme. So depending on the time of year, like as we get into fall, there'll be a lot of
okay.
spooky books, and we just try to do like adult books as well, kids books.
Right.
Everything with the books is donated, which is pretty extraordinary. So there's also like a tote. So you read books, you bring them back, or if, oh, I'm going through my house, I need to donate books, donate them back. In her garage, there's full like 3, I think it's 3 now, bookcases of books. And just to note, during what really sort of took the library off the ground was she started the library part of this kind of at the beginning ish of the pandemic when most of the libraries were closed. So this was a really outside free place to go and take books and like do something, with your family, which was extraordinary. And for her, again, my mother is the best, as people who would say, but like during the peak of the pandemic, she wiped down every book. Every book was sanitized. Everything was sanitized on a daily, multiple times a day. So that part has kind of come a little bit later.
Right.
But it's really wonderful to like be in her house and like see a grandpa and his granddaughter sitting on the bench reading a book together.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But that was a good idea though. She thought of that really. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, people could actually go outside.
Didn't even really think about, oh, the libraries are closed. So it really kind of hit the ground running when where we are is very family based, like very big on community activities and like outdoor things all the time here.
Yeah.
So the second that it sort of spread that like, hey, you could go to this woman's front lawn and there's free books there. People were really excited. So people, we have regulars, as my mother would like to say, come all the time. And then people that are just starting to figure out, oh, do you have, this book, or oh, do you have this? So yeah, it's been really, really great. So we do both things, rocks and books here.
Okay. And it's all different ages where the books
all
are
different ages.
Okay.
Yep. And everything is donated. Go through like yard sales and things sometimes if she's looking for something, or leave her a specific kind of like genre of book, because some books go really fast and some, take a little bit longer, but yeah, all age groups. It's pretty extraordinary what she's done.
That's really lovely. I mean, I knew about the rocks, but I didn't know about the books until I actually went on the website and saw that. I'm like, okay, you guys seem to be growing. So yeah, so that's very good that she thought of that. I'm very happy to hear that. Glad to see it's going well also. And I don't have to ask. Yes, it has impacted your life and your family's lives. I mean, I'm sure it's a goodness all around. So, and I'm sure wherever Alyssa is, she is like just looking and smiling, like I did that. I did that. So I'm happy. So we talked about the rocks. We talked about the books. Let's talk a little bit about the rocks. What's the Kindness Rock Project?
Sure. The Kindness Rocks Project was started by Megan Murphy. In sort of like the New England area. And she started to paint rocks with messages of like hope and encouragement, and then sort of encouraged other people to do the same. So depending on where you're located, people watching, you could go look for your local rock group. Like there are groups with rocks all over the place. Our town has a few groups for rocks, like themselves. So it was sort of encouraged to like, hey, you can do this. And we tried to like, as my mother would say, I'm sort of her spokeswoman, clearly, writing quotes or things that you would want to hear. Like, you can do it. You can keep going.
Right.
Depending on like what we're doing or where we're going. If we're going to like the garden, maybe we'll put like flowers and stuff. And so really just trying to paint things or write things that we would want to hear kind of if we were, if and when we're struggling.
Right.
Just trying to help hopefully bring a little bit of joy from that. So from the kind of Megan setting up the Kindness Rocks project, my mother, I think it was 2017, was given a rock, a ladybug rock, and ladybugs are special to our family, especially my sister. She found one in Florida and gave it to my mother and said, oh, look, and it had a hashtag on the back of it.
Oh,
she's like, oh, you should like look this up, this Kindness Rocks projects thing. Maybe there's something you could do. And we describe grief a lot as like carrying a bag of rocks with you all the time. And sometimes the bag is a little bit lighter and sometimes it's heavier. So my mother was very intrigued about that. And then she went and she researched it and she got involved and she's like, okay, well, what can we do? Like to honor my sister. So then Alyssa's Wishes was born from that. And we've met a lot of incredible people. We've gotten to do a lot of incredible things. We met, me included, we met Megan Murphy on the Today Show
Nice.
years ago when they did a Kindness Rocks project segment around Thanksgiving, which was pivotal since around Thanksgiving is when my sister passed away. And it sort of was very serendipitous in the fact that my mother was here in New Jersey when that was it was really
wow.
She wasn't even supposed to be the one to go. The first person backed out. It was a really incredible moment. So we did get to meet her and her daughters, who are lovely and wonderful, and we got to talk about Alyssa. And my mother and Megan met for the first time live on the Today Show, which you could go find that clip. But we hear messages from people. It's extraordinary. Oh, I picked up this rock and it says something that my brother used to say and he passed away 5 years ago. Or, oh, I was having a really tough day and I saw this on, the gas station, ledge, and it made my day. And so, yeah, it's the silver lining, I guess, in the grief that we walk with is just trying to bring joy and kindness to other people, in her name, of course.
Okay. Do you guys have a Facebook page as well, or no?
Yes, we have. We're on Facebook. You can look up Alyssa's Wishes. We're on Instagram, Alyssa's Wishes. We're on TikTok, which I just.
Oh, you are okay. Okay.
I think it's Alyssa's Wishes 15. And then we're also on Twitter. So we're on all the places,
all kinds of platforms. Okay.
Yeah, and it's always really fun for us to find see where they kind of go. We have a few people in our lives that kind of take them with them all the time. My friend Wes runs a Disney YouTube channel. It's called Busy Getting Disney, and they bring a rock every time they live stream, and sometimes they live stream multiple times a week. So it's really cool to watch him live. Go, okay, I'm leaving this rock here, and then find hours later. This happened the other day. He did that, and a few hours later, someone posted it. So I got to go back in the stream and go,
really?
Go look at the hashtag on Instagram. So most of it comes from hashtag Alyssa's Wishes on Instagram, where you can see all the rocks and see where they have been and traveled. And they've traveled the world, which is extraordinary, because when my sister passed away, we found a bucket list, and one of the things on the list was that she really wanted to travel. So this is her way of being able to travel when people take the rocks.
Oh, wow. Oh, that just touched me. Oh, and that's so beautiful.
Yeah. So as everyone takes them.
Because I was wondering how you guys knew to do this, but then you said there was a list, so you just kind of formulated something.
Yeah, we were it kind of is fulfilling one of those things she wanted to do. And everyone's always send rocks. I'm going to send you rocks, Rose, don't worry. But as you bring them out into the world, she gets to go out in the world too. So it's very.
Well, she was always sitting at my desk, so I probably shouldn't have kept her that close to me. I should have brought her home or brought her, whatever. But
sometimes the rock is meant to be with you.
Just meant to be.
I have certain rocks that I can't part with, because either says something special to me, where I'm
exactly, it needs to stay where it is. Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then when you drop rocks or hand rocks to people, for me, it's always very how I feel. I did that at the Starbucks window. She handed me my coffee, and I go, I feel this is meant for you. And I handed it to her. I was I just have a feeling that this is supposed to go to you. And some of those moments are beautiful. We did that. Here's a story of that is we were in a restaurant and we were paying the check. My mother always leaves a rock with the check. And my daughter is excited to start to give rocks to people, which is very
nice,
beautiful. So she picked one out and she went to hand it to our waitress, and it was a ladybug. She hands it to the waitress. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is a ladybug. She goes, yes. And she goes like this. And she has a ladybug tattoo right here. And she goes, my grandmother called me ladybug. She's crying now. And now we're crying. We cry with a lot of people. Let me tell you, we cry with a lot of people. But what a beautiful, just randomly, that was the rock that was picked. And obviously it was meant for her. And whether, you believe it was a message from her grandmother or not, I like to believe that it was. But those things happen.
Wow.
My mother hears so many stories from so many people who have lost children and family members and friends, and it's really it's extraordinary, and it's emotional all the time. You never really know what's going to happen sometimes, so it's beautiful to be able to
Yeah.
give
And it's
people.
healing. It's actually healing too. Yeah.
I,
Whether
I believe that.
people, yeah, fail to see that or not. Yeah, it is a part of you healing as well.
Yes.
But yes. Did you have to create the foundation, Alyssa's Wishes, in order to join or be a part of the other projects?
No, we didn't. No, we're still in the process of trying to be a 501c3. So we're just sort of we have we also have alyssaswishes.org website where everything lives as
Okay.
well. But no, we just sort of like we're like, we think we didn't have to like sign up or anything like that. But it was just sort of like, oh, this seems cool, and people are doing it all in their own little towns and places and things, and
Mm-hmm.
we were like, oh, this sounds like something that could be really done,
Mm-hmm.
we can do for Alyssa in her honor, and be creative and use art and all things she loved to like sort of put kindness, use the grief for good, I like to say.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay. How do we go about receiving these kind of rocks?
Sure. Well, you can either you can paint yourself, like you can
Mm-hmm.
paint rocks yourself and just leave them in your community. We have people across the country that will paint rocks, and we'll put our hashtag on the back of them and then leave them out. We had young women do that in like Massachusetts for like, they just painted rocks for us and put when found, what do I say? I go when found, post a pic at, and then I do hashtag Alyssa's Wishes. So,
Right.
and so, and again, for every 100 rocks you leave, perhaps you might find out about a 5. They go out into the world and they go where they're meant to go. But yeah, you could do that. We send rocks to people if they want. You can message the Alyssa's Wishes Facebook. It's run by my mother and me, the Instagram, and we try to do that. Sometimes people will offer to pay for shipping. Normally we just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, you could either paint them yourself, or you could always message us and we can always send you rocks too.
Okay, okay. How do you find the rocks? Is it a special type of rock that you particularly look for, or?
It's a great question. There's a place where my mother will go and buy rocks, which is hysterical. You buy rocks to paint, but they're flat. But they're not porous. They're flat. They're easy.
Right.
They're easy to use. I, in my backyard, have a lot of like kind of different shape, not really always the best rocks,
Right.
but sometimes I'll grab a pile of those and I'll wash them a little and see like, all right, what do I got working here? We also do like shells as well. So whenever, I'm from Long Island originally, that we have people send us shells, or when someone comes, my aunt visited, she brought shells, or we ask people to, ship shells. So we'll do it on shells too. And, depending on like what paint pens you use and what paint you use,
Right.
we're not professional artists by any means, but
Mhm.
it's fun and it's therapeutic, and it's
Yeah.
channeling sort of like all of however you're feeling into, works great for us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. That's pretty cool because, like I said, I knew about it, but I
Mhm.
didn't think I knew so much about it. And when
Yeah.
I said, I saw something and that kind of triggered me, and I'm like, let me ask her if she would actually do this
Mhm.
because I wanted to kind of know more about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw the website that you
Mhm.
guys had, but I wasn't sure of,
Yeah.
how everything came into play, how it came about, stuff
Yes.
like that. So I kind of wanted to do that because I find stuff like that very, like you said, is therapeutic. For me,
Yeah.
it's healing. It just goes to show that, I'm not alone.
Mhm.
There's other people going through, a
Yeah.
multitude of things. I might have, I might be doing great, but other people are not. So, um, that was really, really good. Sorry I didn't get to meet Alyssa.
I know.
And
It's a
she
yeah.
go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's very, yeah, me too. I wish everyone got to meet her. And it's very interesting in this stage of life that, I have a lot of very, good friends from like high school and younger, like in my life, that knew my sister, but
Yeah,
most of the people in life now never met her. So
never.
it's grief is very strange in that way, that I have a lot
Yeah,
of people that will be in my life forever that
yeah.
didn't never really got the opportunity to meet her,
To meet
because
her.
I was still in college when this happened. So
Right.
yeah, it's weird. Time is weird. Grief is weird.
Yeah.
It's not
True.
linear by
This
any
is
means.
true. This is true. Yeah.
She had met her too, because she really was, extraordinary and young and not realizing her full potential. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I was only 23, but I feel I was an old 23, if that makes sense. I
Mm-hmm.
very old soully. So that part is always hard too, where you're like, oh, well, when you get a bit older, you're gonna like have this moment of like clarity, that you get at
Right.
this age. Like that hit me at 30, where I was like, wow, look around. you know.
And
But
I
like,
love how you cherish her though, and you honor her. I love that
thank you.
you're forever posting those pictures with her that you had a chance to capture.
Yeah.
She looks so beautiful. You
Thank
guys look so much alike as well, like almost twins.
Thank you. Yeah,
But
some pictures
yeah,
are a little similar.
yeah,
Thank you for saying that too. She's laughing too wherever she is, because I was the older sister, so she was always called Ashley. She was always like, "Oh, you're Ashley's sister," for her whole like school career. And I would assume
yeah,
other older and younger siblings can relate, or younger siblings can relate.
right.
So the irony is not lost on me that I always am like, I'm Alyssa's sister.
And that's just
So
right.
it
Yeah,
has
yeah, 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 yeah.
switched. But yeah, and I see a lot of her in my kid as well, which is
That
thing
was
for
my next question. Do you see anything of her in Alice?
oh my gosh, yes. Yes, for sure. I have
Wow.
my mother's eyes, and Alice has my eyes, so like our eyes look very similar, like the same. And
Hmm.
yeah, Alice loves spinning in a circle for no reason, and apparently my sister loved doing that
She
as a
loved it.
kid. Loved doing that. I was like, what? And I was like, oh, Alyssa loved doing that. So yeah, there's definitely like similarities of that, and it's just really and like anything in life, as you grow and learn, and it's sad that she'll never meet her earth side.
Exactly.
So like that part is on days is hard. It's
It's
hard
hard.
to like navigate through. Like, so for sure there's definitely similarities. They have the same middle name. I named Alice's middle name is Noelle, and that was my sister's
My
middle
sister.
name, so in honor of her, and
Sweet.
the A name, so for all of us, because we were A and A.
Right. A's. Right. Right.
So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
to honor her in that way. So
You're always thinking of her. I see that. Oh my goodness.
yes,
She's never lost with you. She's never lost.
no, for sure.
I wanted to go back to you mentioned about the donating of the books.
Yes.
Can we donate books? Like if I wanted to send books, can I send books to you? Does it matter what kind of books? No, not really.
You absolutely you can donate books if you'd love to donate books, whether you mail them or send them. You
Right.
definitely can do that. Normally it's the younger books is kind of like the board books, like the children's books, like
Okay.
graphic, not like that, first to like fourth grade type of book is normally
Okay.
like really needed. We do have an Amazon wish list as well. I don't know if books are on there. A lot of like supplies, like because again, and like we've definitely like had people donate supplies and book, obviously the books, but like, and especially being from New York and now living here, a lot of our friends and family don't live here. And like, what can we do? We
Mm-hmm,
can't come to an
mm-hmm,
event. We can't
mm-hmm.
stand and hold a pen with you. Like, what can we do?
Right.
So that sort of prompted her to like, she wasn't excited to do that because she really wants to do everything herself. But I was like, people want to be
Help.
helpful,
Yes.
so let
Yes.
them buy the pens so we can get rid of the pens that are dried
Right.
up that don't work,
Yep.
So we do, you can just search Alyssa's Wishes on, I think on our Instagram link tree that's there, and on the
It should be
website.
there. Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, you could totally donate books. It's wild what we get donated. Some things are
Wow.
are beautiful, like never opened, and we have some friends that like brought books, boxes of books from schools that were like they're not going to use them. So like
Wow.
lately she's been really trying to like help out local teachers that are like trying to stock up their classrooms for the
Yeah.
year, things like that.
Oh.
So yeah, you can totally donate books. I hope that's
Good.
yeah.
This is a big deal. See, I knew there was something else. It wasn't just about the rocks. I
No,
knew
it's
that.
about the
This
rock.
is a big deal because I love stuff like this. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
my stepdad like helped make the library, and we have
Right.
friends who painted it, and like it's it's really
So great.
it's really wonderful. And again, I'm sort of the spokesperson for the team today, but like it really is.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah, my mother's an extraordinary woman who continually does, besides like taking care of my kid Monday through Friday, she's also like running this whole thing. We have a lot of support. We're very grateful that we have a lot of people locally that love us very much, and obviously globally that love us very much.
Right.
But she really is in the trenches every day. Like she's the one opening the door to say, hi, thanks for stopping by. Did you, did you get a rock? Go look at the garden. Like, did you get what you need? But that's been her whole life, so it's not surprising to me. It's incredible what she's doing. It really is like a full-time job to like inventory the book, make sure what's going out, who needs what, who's coming, what is it full, is it not full, who took what, like it's a lot.
So what happens to the books after? Like people sit and read, or they'll probably borrow them. You can take them. Okay.
People will come and they'll take them, and eventually they'll come back, and if they don't, they don't. And
they don't, right.
And we just sort of rotate through them. Yeah, so people will sit and read, people will come, they'll take, people will message her and ask, do you have this specific book? And if she does, she'll put it on the step for them. She'll hold it for them.
Right.
But yeah, so they come, they go, they get returned, more come, they go, they get returned. Some keep
That's
them.
amazing.
It's really cool.
Goodness. Yeah,
because the middle of the yard, and then the corner of the yard is the rock garden part. So it's like the house with all the things on it.
Right. Because I only knew about the rocks. I didn't even realize that you did. I looked at the website and I said, okay, I just thought it was just other people they're adding to your page, like, different people doing different things. I didn't realize you guys actually were doing the books as well. So that's wow, that's an amazing little job.
Yeah, it's
Thank
really
God for your mom. I hope you will keep carrying the torch if mama decides to, and something, God forbid, something happens. You and Alice, rather, I should say, you and Alice.
It will be
Alice to work, please.
Yeah, no, and being here too now locally with her, because for a lot of this, more of the rocks into the books, beginning of the books, I wasn't local, so I couldn't go check on the books. I couldn't be standing next to her with paint at a, thing on the front, an event. We do an event for Alyssa's birthday every year in July. Okay. So like that's the front yard. It's normally like, we think we did 2 days. She's going to be like, we did 1 day. We did 2 days this year. And like, but I could be there now. I could stand next to her and be like, what can I do to help you in the moment? Instead of being far away, and just be like, I could post about it, but like, so I'm very grateful, and moving and making these changes in life really was like, I left my house at 18 to go to college, and I was like, bye hometown, like I'm out, and my mother moved around and stuff. So, to be able to, I get choked up every time I say it, but to raise my daughter with my mother is like the greatest gift of my whole life. So, and being here to do the Alyssa's wishes stuff is
with her,
it's pretty extraordinary, because we were separated geographically for a big chunk of time, so it's not like, I don't want 15 years. I mean, I was 18.
Wow.
And I moved here to when I was 33, so just travel, or she'd come visit and we go visit, but like physically every day, I see her,
to be with her. That's
a gift I didn't know I needed until I was in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, how lucky am I? It's really extraordinary. So it's great to be able to be here for all of it, and to be able to support her, because grief comes differently every day, and some days I don't want to speak for her, but I would imagine that some days it's really hard to talk about Alyssa to people, or have people go, who was Alyssa? And it's jarring sometimes, and people mean well, of course, and they're there to be kind, but it's intense. It's intense for me every day to deal with my version of grief in this, and so to be able to I'm happy that I get to be supportive to her as well. What can we do to my sister, so
she needs it. She needs it. She's been doing it for a long time, so whatever you can. And I'm sure Alice brightens her day most times too, so that's another big part of it.
Doesn't Alice brighten all of our days, Rose?
Yes.
Near and far.
She's getting so big. I just can't believe how she's grown.
2.5. When did that happen?
Jesus.
I don't know. And someone thought she was 4 because she's so tall.
Yes, I was about to say that. She looks like more than 2.5.
No, she's 2.5.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's a
big
big
tall and my husband's tall. So like it makes sense that she's gonna be tall, but she's really she's certainly a light 100%. It's great. And to see them together like is pretty amazing. Even as like sometimes I just watch them interact and it's I'm like, wow, this is so amazing. Like, and to just, tie it back to grief and my sister, like obviously when this traumatic event in my, early 20s, like I was such a mess for years. So like to even get to a place now to look at my life and be like, wow, you made it. You didn't give up and you look what you got because you made it. So try to live life even on hard days with like a grateful mindset, a grateful heart. Like people always have it worse. Bad things happen to good people all the time. I'm not special in that way. And even on the hard days, be like, okay, what can we, I'm drinking coffee. Beautiful. Like what, I have clothes, like food.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The grief and all of it is just, really it all sort of, it stems off of each other into life. I'm glad that we can try to do something good from it. You know what I mean? It's
yeah. Well, I'm happy that we had to chat about Alice's wishes.
Yes.
Like I said before, I only knew about the rocks. I didn't know that you guys do the books, and I'm sure a multitude of other things as well. I will definitely try to play or be a part of that. I didn't know that you had at Amazon wish list. I didn't even know you had a Facebook page. So these are things that I actually didn't know. Maybe if I click more and look more, I probably would know these things as well. I'm glad I'm bringing it to light so other people will probably actually know about it as well, because I'm sure people really didn't know.
For sure. And I think we sort of wrestle with like being on social media to be connected, but then also wanting to take a break. So how many things do we miss when we're trying to like figure out that balance? I know.
Right. Like, exactly. Yeah. It's hard. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work.
Yes.
It is a lot of work. Yeah. But I'm glad you guys are doing it. I'm glad you're making it through. But I'm happy you guys are keeping her alive, keeping her, alive in your spirits, and just all around. It's a great project that you guys are doing. Appreciate and love you for doing it. And I don't know where my rock is, so please. I know you say you're gonna send me rocks, so please do. I don't know if I move stuff from my desk, and it probably is somewhere in something or behind something, but it's not there anymore. And I just exactly. But please do. I would really.
I will for sure.
And I will definitely check out the wish list on Amazon and see what I can do as well to help with continuing this little journey. It's a happy journey to me. That I think it's beautiful. I really think it is.
Well, when you are sort of hit with something that's hard in your life, whatever that is, doesn't have to be grief, but just something difficult. You have a choice. You can choose, and sometimes you have to make that choice every day. Sometimes you have to make that choice during hard months, or you have a choice. You can either come to it and sort of just like go through, or you can try to learn, grow, and fight through it. It's really I think I always try to think what my sister would think, because again, my sister was not a people person. My sister was not someone who liked crowds of people, so it's just, again, I only know the up to the 20-year version of her, so I don't know what the next chunk of time would have brought or what she would have become. But I would like to think she's like, wow, they really, look what they did. So I liked that too.
That was tough. Yeah, that was tough to lose her so early.
Yes. It was I think, no one really prepares you for grief, I think, at all in any realm, which I think should change personally. But and I think when you're young like that, you don't really think anything bad could happen to you. I think you live in that again, in your 20s, you don't really think about. You're just like, I'm having fun and figuring out stuff and having a good time, and boom. So it's yeah, it's great that we can try to take that pain and sadness and sort of turn it into something that's
exactly.
can help the community and like bring people together. And like I said, we do an event for her birthday. We just did an event a few weekends ago downtown where we collaborated with Caleb's Playlist, another group here, a mother who lost her son, for mental health awareness. And we like had a big banner and did smile, like you got to draw in faces on it, which was great. And so, and we try to do all different types of things just to sort of bring the community together and like create something and then get to talk about what's important to us, mental health and Alyssa and all of it, just,
How did you what were some of the things, or how did you cope with after, losing her? How did you actually cope?
I didn't cope well, if I'm being honest, which again, that's fine. I'm fine to share that. I pretended it didn't happen, I think for about 5 years. I just tried to ignore that was a thing. And I didn't really realize that all of my anger and sadness and depression and anxiety were all really deeply rooted in the fact that I did not I wasn't ready to touch that yet. I wasn't ready to deal with it. I wasn't ready to tap into it.
Right.
I just sort of like shoved it down and like somehow, my husband, who was not my husband yet, but, he was like, did you brush your teeth today? Like, I had people just sort of tell me what to do. And I just did what people told me to do for about 5 years. And then I showed up at therapy. And she was like, why are you here? And I said, well, my sister died, and that's really thrown a monkey wrench into my life. And I don't like who I am. It was the first time I didn't like who I was. And I didn't really want to live like that person anymore. So we had to unpack a lot of things, and trauma and grief and all that. Really, there's a lot of my brain protected itself. So there's a lot of space in there per se. Like, if I think back, I can pinpoint, the highlight reel of that time. A lot of it, my brain sort of blocked out for me. But I was extremely depressed, and I was suicidal, and it was a very dark. I would say the first 2 years were very like every day when I woke up, I was sad that I woke up for about a year to 2 years, I would say, and nobody knew. I just sort of walked through life as this girl who lost her sister, who's trying her best. And I'm an avid therapy, like everyone I think should go to therapy. Like I think it's wonderful. So I was surprised as someone who's a fan of therapy that I was so resistant for so long, because I guess I just was sort of drowning.
Right. Yes.
And, so when I showed up and she's like, all right, well, we're going to have to like unpack a lot of stuff here. And it's like, okay. And I did the work, and it was hard, and it was messy and all of that. And I've come out kind of the other side of it. Like I tell people when I'm not having a great day, which I think is hard, grief or no grief, when you're struggling, to tell someone you're struggling is really like vulnerable and open, like it's hard to do that. So I try to be honest. And I realize now that when I do have a bad day, that tomorrow is a new day. And I'm grateful that I have that mindset that came through a lot of like, getting older and therapy and podcasts and work and journaling and all the things. So I'm grateful for that, because I know that is a gift in itself, that I saw that I could have gone one of two ways. And I was like, my sister would actually be probably very angry if I sort of just wasted my life for what, so, but yeah, so I'm grateful to be here. I look at my kid a lot and I'm like, wow, I'm so grateful. Because I do believe that, my sister gave me Alyass and said, okay, this one's for you. Like I chatted with her before you got her. So I'm very grateful. I really do try to live in a grateful space, even though I've had a terrible thing happen to me. But I'm glad it gets to be defined in a way of kindness and love and support from other people. And, as we get into, the fall and November comes, when she passed away, I know that gets tough for me, but I'm happy that I can be honest about it, because for many years I could not. I felt like I couldn't be honest. I couldn't really talk about how sad I was, because I didn't really want anyone else to feel sad. But now I learned as I've gotten older that the people that love me want to support me and help me. They don't really care if I'm,
Exactly.
they don't care.
Exactly.
They're not worrying about themselves. They want to help me. So, that's
good.
yeah, I'm very grateful for my, friends and family that love me, including you, Rosie. That have always been like a great support, or like, hey, if
I'm
you
listening to you, and I'm actually have tears in my eyes. I'm listening because I can relate. I
yeah.
definitely can relate to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And most people can, and it's hard to talk about it. And I'm definitely the person that, like, as life had gone on from that moment for me, I was definitely the person that people came to, like, I just lost blah, blah, blah. Can I talk to you about it? Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Let's talk about it. Especially at the beginning. Because at the beginning, people flock to you because you're doing whatever you're doing. And then everyone goes back to their lives,
Yeah.
and like, that's not selfish. That's just the way it goes. And
It's
it's
life. Yeah.
life
Yeah.
goes on, but you're stuck in it. And it's like, well, it's been a week and now
Yeah.
I can't say I'm sad anymore. What do you mean? Like, and it's been 10,
Yeah.
11 years this year, which it doesn't seem real to me, but
Yeah.
like, I could still be very, very sad about it, and that's okay. And it took me a very long time to really realize that. So that's kind of why I tried to speak to people in my life, or I've had friends of friends go, someone just give them my number, tell them they
Right.
can message me, of
Right.
course, because if I could try to help anybody in that dark first, like,
Yeah.
months or years when everyone kind of goes away and it gets very quiet, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the worst,
Yes. It's
if
true.
I can, like, be a support for anybody in that space, that's kind of
Yeah.
what I would, like, where I would like to be, because I
To be.
remember it. I know a lot of it's blocked out, but if I think real hard, I remember, and if
Yeah.
you don't really want anyone to feel that way,
To feel that way.
regardless,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
know them or not,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I thank you for sharing that
Of
with
course,
me, with us. Yeah, I'm sure it will help somebody. And
of course.
I too am a big rooter for therapy. It does help
Yes, it does.
people. It does help. If you
Yeah.
don't want to talk to a family member or a friend, find
Mhm.
a professional who you're comfortable with
Yes.
on unloading stuff, and just let
Yeah.
it out, just get rid of it, because it can be a very big deterrent to you, to your
Yes.
life, to people around you, to everything that you do. So I'm
100%.
I'm glad you came out the other side of it in the bright light. I'm
Thank
very,
you.
very happy. Me too. I'm glad I did,
I'm
because
proud of
probably I
you,
wouldn't be
Rose.
sitting here talking with you right now. So yeah, I'm also
I'm proud
glad
of
that
us.
I
I'm
did
proud of
that.
us.
Very much so,
It's
very
hard.
much so. So I thank you for sharing your story
Yeah.
and how how you dealt with it. And if therapy is the only way that we have to go, then people use it.
Yeah,
People just use it, use it,
for
use
sure.
it.
I
There's a hotlines for stuff. There's
Mhm.
you call and talk to somebody. You
And
can do it.
would show up in therapy sometimes angry, and she would be like, "Hi," I'd be like, "I don't want to be here," and and that was always like, I would was notorious for a hot minute till she was like, "No more," of like, I would
Right,
cancel my appointment when I didn't want to talk, and then she
right,
sort of caught on to that was my thing. There was
right,
one when I wanted to can, and I showed up, and she's like, "You can't, like, I'm not going to treat you like now."
right,
And
right.
there were many sessions I showed up as like, I don't really want to be here. And she's like,
Wow.
well, I'm proud that you came in, because that's like half
Right.
the battle, like, we can start talking about something different,
Yeah, yeah.
But even then it's so hard. And the stigma around it in general is
Mhm.
just like, oh, well, you just got to keep moving on. And it's like, some
Yeah.
people don't operate that way. It's really it's extraordinary how far this has reached. I don't think, again, I don't want to speak for my mother, but I don't think we really ever thought it could go like this. I think it was like, we're
Right.
gonna try to channel the grief this way. And I was like, whatever you need, mom, like, sure, absolutely. And then it sort of has just it's blossomed into this whole
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
thing. And
Beautiful.
it's I'm grateful for it. So when the grief is really overwhelming and hard to, like, navigate through, I'm like, let's
Mhm.
paint, let's make something,
Right.
be creative,
Right.
what can we do,
Yeah.
because that for me is like, well, how will we honor her, continue to honor her?
Yeah.
And we keep coming up with, like, let's think of new ideas, what can we
Exactly.
do,
New ideas. Yeah.
what
Yeah.
can we
Yeah.
try? I want to do and I'll manifest this here today. I would love to do like a mobile like van book thing
Oh,
where it like drives
wow.
around and has books, like it's a mobile
Books
little
and rocks.
books and rocks, like library thing. I don't know. I said it once to a few people. I was like, guys, we should manifest this. So I'll manifest it here today. We'll see what happens. But like,
that sounds
it's
very
pretty
intriguing. Yeah, very interesting. Yes.
I don't know how to do that
How to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
finish that thought or dream or idea, but I'm just going to manifest it because
There you go.
I think talking about, and again, it's so great to be here today and you asked me to do this because like you said, a lot of people, most people in my life now don't really know, never met my sister. So like, and I think a lot of times people don't really know how to talk to me about her. Like, and obviously 10, 11 years out is different than someone who just lost someone a year ago or not even like, it's definitely different. And every person is different. Some people are like, I don't want to talk. And some people are like, yes, even if I'm crying, I would rather be crying and telling you a funny story. Well, I think it's really nice to talk about her today and what we're trying to do and her, honor her as best we can.
Yeah.
And no one will forget her, which is really the dream and the goal.
You won't let them. You won't let them. No, but it's great. No, it's really, really good what you guys are doing. Your mom, oh my God, she's a blessing. Oh my goodness. She manages everything. She does everything. Wow.
We didn't have enough time to talk about how awesome Karen is. Truly, really as like just a person, as a friend. She like everyone really like enjoyed being around my mom.
Exactly.
High school and stuff. And like, to be a mother now and watch it now in a new lens is also extraordinary. All this is going to make her cry too, by the way. Like it's it's really, I see it different. I saw it, one version of it prior to becoming a mother, and now being a mother, seeing it in just like a newfound,
to see your child actually taking part, doing these,
it's so fun. It's so fun to watch her paint rocks and like
it's really good.
And like we I said that how I'm gonna talk about, I call her Sissy. I'm like, we're gonna talk about Sissy today, okay? And like, there's stuff of pictures of her in my house and and things of hers and stuff. So I will bring up like to Alice, and
that's so sweet.
So I try to do that too. When before we moved to Missouri, we did like one last like visit to Long Island, still in the pandemic, separate, mass outside, all of that. We drove to the cemetery, and me and Alice had like a moment together there, which is very meaningful to me. I know my sister is everywhere, as I like to say.
Yep.
Doing her stuff. She's probably very busy, doing things, hanging out with people. Like we had a beautiful, moment, me and Alice there together, which I'm very grateful for. And all I can do is really just talk about her and show Alice that it's okay to be upset and sad about it too. And both levels of it, happiness and sadness sort of put together. But yeah, there's not enough time to talk about how great Karen is and what she has continued to do in the sight of full on, grief and what she continually does for our community here. It's to witness that now being part of the community here. It's a beautiful thing to witness what she's doing and what she's done for our town and like neighboring towns and like people coming and how, and the messages she gets from people so appreciative of all of it is just, there's not enough time to talk about how great Karen is.
You should do like a day, like a day in the life of Karen. That's what you should actually do, and just like put her up on Facebook, put her up on the website, on the
I'll ask her about that. Also, like you should be like, it's too early. What is that? It's too early. Where's my coffee? So yes, I'll have to ask her about that because it's always a little different depending on like the day and what she has going on. And
right.
It's just always a very special day when the garage gets opened and you can see all of, because that is normally hidden because that's sort of where the inventory is. So
okay.
Sometimes like for my sister's birthday event that we did, the garage gets opened, which is like, I get very excited about the garage. Like, okay, he's opening the garage. Come on, get all the books.
That's good. But yeah, I'm happy you got to talk about your mom. Sorry she wasn't, keep her head in and say hi or something. But
next time.
I'm glad you talked about her.
She'll have to chat with you.
you're keeping Alyssa's wishes alive and
Thank
keeping Alyssa alive as well. So
thank you.
that I'm very happy for. And Alice is following in yours and her grandmother's footsteps.
Yeah,
So that's definitely, I'm sure it's a blessing to see and to watch her, do the little things. So I'm happy about that.
thank
I
you.
just wish you guys, continued success with this.
Thank you.
And you sound like you have a multitude of support.
Yeah.
So the more the merrier, I'm going to say. So
Yes.
I will definitely, like I said, check out
Thank
the
you.
Amazon wish
That's so
list.
kind.
I'll check
Thank
out the other
you.
stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I will definitely, when I am going to post, I'll put all the details, in the description.
Send
So
you
if
like
I forget anything, just send me whatever so I
yes.
can, add it to
And
the
thank
description as well. But I'll put whatever I have and what we have talked about so far.
perfect.
But
I
yeah,
will. Thank you.
this has been great.
Thank you.
Thank you for shedding more light because, like I said, I only knew just a little piece. So now I got the full picture and I can actually go and click more so I can
Click
see
and like,
more.
as my
Yeah,
mom would say. You can
exactly,
like all the
exactly,
things, see all what we're
exactly.
up to. Like I said, she tries to make at least a post a day about like what's happening,
Okay,
what
I
we're
will
doing.
definitely.
And Facebook and Instagram are kind of our top
Right.
places for that information. So,
Okay,
but
okay.
I'm so appreciative of you and so grateful for our friendship, and I'm so proud of you for doing this
Thank
series. It's
you.
been so wonderful to watch you
Thank you,
talk
honey.
to
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
I'm,
Yeah, thank you. Like
I'm
somebody was
really
saying
proud.
that to me, and I'm like, I don't care about the views. I said, I'm enjoying it and I'm gonna do it. I
You
don't
can tell,
care.
but you can tell that it brings you joy
Yeah,
as you
it
talk to
does. It
people. So
does.
I'm
I'm
very
very happy about doing it. Yes, I'm very happy about doing it. So thank you. Thank you for accepting my ask.
thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank
And
you.
yeah. So tell where's Alice? Tell her make her an appearance. Can I say hi to her?
Yes. Let's see.
See if
Let me
she'll come.
see if
So I
she.
can just say hi, Alice. By the way, guys, I'm wearing these cute little earrings from a friend of mine who used to live in New York, but she now resides in Texas. I think it's Houston. And she made these and sent them to me. It was some kind of hobby, I think she did. She sent me three, and I decided to put this one on because it blends or goes well with my outfit. So I want to show them off. Here they are.
Can you say hi?
Hi, Alice.
You say hello.
How are you, baby?
You say hi.
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 Are you doing good?
You doing good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
You want to play now? Okay.
I
Can you,
do.
yeah. Can you say bye bye?
Bye.
Bye. Nice seeing you.
Go back and play.
Bye.
Okay. You go.
What was she playing?
She's playing. She she has There's a show called Bluey
Okay.
on Disney Plus, and she's loves it, and she has like like kind of like a life size house that she could go into, kind of like a
Oh,
tent per se.
right, right.
So that's where she was.
She was, you just messed up her flow. You
Well,
just
I
went,
was like, "Do you want to come say hi?" She's like, "No." I was like, oh, "Okay, well, are you sure? You could just come and say hi really fast." No, play Bluey House. And she's starting to say full sentences now, which is
oh,
pretty
nice.
extraordinary and exciting. But yeah, so I played. She's the fact she came at all, and then she said hi and bye.
Exactly. She
What more do you
she
need?
knew what to do. She knew what to do. Yeah, she knew what to do. Yeah, but yeah, no, Ashley, thank you so much for doing
Thank you,
this.
Rose.
And like you said, maybe I'll talk to your mom next time
Yeah.
or both of you next time.
Oh
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
get
That'll be a hoot to have
of
the
her
two of us
behind the
together.
scenes stuff that she does because it sounds like she does a lot to make this really roll and
It's a lot
function
of
as
hard
it
work. Yeah,
yeah, as it
and like,
is. Yeah,
we loved painting. I mean, she paints more than me. I'm trying to do more of it myself,
right.
and yeah, it's a lot of hard work. And we always try to like supply people with rocks, but we got to paint them. We got to
Exactly,
mix
exactly.
and
Yeah,
keep the
yeah,
garden stocked all the time.
exactly.
Every day she refreshes
Yeah.
it to see, and like, it's always a lot going on.
Something to do. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
always something to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
which I
yes,
think
I
is
get that.
good. I think it's good for her as well, just to like, but like anything, any day is sometimes
Exactly.
a little
Yeah,
hard. But
it's
yeah,
harder. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
extraordinary what she
yeah.
has continually done and been able to do.
Mhm.
And like I said, we have a lot of support
Yeah, that's
locally. We
good.
have a lot of wonderful friends who do a lot of wonderful things, and we like to say our kindness team of
Right.
kindness.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So it's I'm very grateful for that as well too. So, but yes.
I'm happy to hear that. Yeah. So thank you. I'm not going to keep you up. Go enjoy your time with Alice. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting me up early because I'm going to have to do some stuff. I'm not going to go to bed now. I'm just going to go do some stuff.
You're welcome.
Thank you again. And, like, I'll send this to you before, or I'll let you know when I'm going to post so that we can look out for it and, come, share it and stuff like that. So,
yes. Oh, we'll share it. We're going to share it on all the things, and I'll send you all the links as well.
Yes,
that I can put. I know I talked about other people's stuff too. So if you don't
exactly,
yes,
those would be those would be helpful as well. Yes,
well, for sure. And again, I'm so grateful to you for asking me to talk about her. Like I said, it brings me a lot of joy. With the sadness. It goes together, but it makes me happy to talk about her. So
yes, I'm happy that you did. So thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
All right.
Say hi to John, right? Is it John?
Yes.
Say hi to John for me and Karen, please.
I will for sure. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.